For Peyton, you are my happiness incarnate. Most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Abraham Lincoln. The theory of evolution says that the goals of an organism are survival and reproduction. But human beings, as a species, have always striven for something more, for happiness. History, literature and art, religion and philosophy all reflect this desire for self-fulfillment, inner peace, joy, pleasure and laughter. In your own life, you have devoted considerable energy to being happy. Yet all of us, in the midst of our efforts, find ourselves lost in a sea of self-doubts and inhibitions. These hindrances accumulate over the years and, unbeknownst to us, settle within our subconscious minds. One by one, these self-limiting beliefs take root, and insidiously create a tangled mess that persists often for a lifetime within our psyches. This is the dark matter that prevents us from realizing our dreams and making the impact in this world that we were born to make. Are you craving change and inspiring transformation in your life? Do you find yourself stuck in a rut following the same monotonous routine, day in and day out, with no measurable progress? Perhaps you have a dream or a goal in mind but get overwhelmed with how to make it happen or what decisions to make, so you end up making none at all. Or maybe you know exactly what you want but, despite all attempts to get a foothold on some tangible results, you make bad, chaotic blunders when it comes to your business and life decisions. Or maybe you become so disheartened about where you should be in your life that you could and even fathom spending an ounce more energy towards becoming the magnificent creator you were meant to be. You decided it better to play it safe at a reliable 9-5 that pays the bills and puts food on the table. From your perspective, everyone but you is moving ahead, changing the world in significant ways, and you still haven't even made a dent in last year's New Year resolutions. The future looks bleak, and you find yourself in the shoes of someone who, quite frankly, you don't even recognize. Are you doing the things you said you would do when you were a child and had the luxury of imagination? Are you loving the person that you want to love in this lifetime? Are you accomplishing the outrageous dreams that you had, whether those dreams were backpacking in Europe, joining the Peace Corps or running for Congress? What if I told you that with some simple tweaks and techniques, the present you could make a real impact on the direction your life is headed? What if I told you that you could, in as little as 1 or 2 weeks, achieve measurable results that, over time, would make over all areas of your current life, and align them more closely to your dream life? I believe that every luxury you ever desired was meant to be yours, simply because of the fact that you desire it. You, along with everyone else living from a perspective of scarcity, lack the solid and supportive connection of your divine intuition. Intuition. What does the word mean? The dictionary says, the ability to understand something immediately, without the need for conscious reasoning. If you reading this book, I'm sure you already have an idea of what intuition is and an opinion about it. Maybe you are waiting to be dazzled with something you might not have known or are possibly a bit apprehensive. I'll let you in on a little secret. All of your preconceived notions are really your intuition at work. Intuition is beyond any and all rationale. It is the ultimate natural internal mechanism that is guiding you to become your best evolutionary self. The problem is, however, as a human being, you have the power of choice and thus the power to detour from your intuitive instincts. This is what leaves you feeling lost, powerless, and unguided. Have you ever had a situation occur in which you failed to follow that tiny whisper in the recess of your mind? You know, the one that tells you to do something with such insistence that you can feel it in your gut, that voice that pays no attention to obstacles or common sense, that seems to have its own measuring tool. And do you remember that because you failed to listen, the consequent situation was utter chaos? This can happen when you have lower level thoughts that are at odds with your higher level intuitive mind. Don't worry, we'll explain lower versus higher level thoughts and any other terms used in this book. Another example. Have you ever experienced an inkling of sorts that led you to make a seemingly irrational decision that ultimately led to a fantastic outcome? For reasons unknown to you, you made that decision to go with your hunch or gut feeling, and the rewards were amazing. You might have discounted both instances as either luck or coincidence. No, these are both specific examples of your intuition at play. This book will teach you what intuition is, how you can connect to yours effortlessly, and how tapping into this greatly unused resource can leverage opportunities, talents and skills in each area of your life. It will help you to gain clarity on what you truly desire. Most of all, it will show you steps to take to close the gap between who you are and who you want to become. The value of intuition is beyond price. What if all that it took for you to reach your true potential was to refine the formula for connecting with your intuitive higher mind, the place where all the game-changing thoughts live? And then getting to know your intuitive side better. What if you could make all of life tough decisions at the drop of a hat? Check all of the goals off your to-do list. Gain some momentum in life. What if you could finally be one of those people who makes things happen, feels the snap of the red tape as you cross the finish line, and experiences what it's like to have your first real wins in life? Good news. This book will lay it all out for you. You will be able to get tangible results, move from point A to B with whatever goals you have, and gain a newfound perspective on life. You will learn how to recognize the difference between intuition and regular lower-level thoughts, discover creative meditations for tapping into the higher mind, and speak affirmations that will beautifully and organically transform your life in as little as 1 week. Included is a step-by-step plan for creating your life handbook, the 7-step process for intuitively setting a goal and following through, the top techniques to use to create your dream life, and much more. Here the bottom line: the real reason that intuition has, and continues to be, rejected is because our society is discomfited by the idea that something that cannot be seen or understood in its entirety is able to bring such monumental and generous life-changing results. Another negative, for many people, is that intuition supports the idea that humans are instinctual creatures, which can be interpreted to mean we are animalistic. However, the ugly or perhaps not ugly truth remains: humans are indeed animals of instinct. The only difference with us is that we have both intuition and reason at our disposal. Intuition is a universal trait, and luckily for us higher-order mammals, we can enjoy it in its practical, easy-to-use form. In fact, there are many proponents of the practical form of intuition. Perhaps you heard of Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, Archimedes the astronomer, or Oprah. They have all been quoted as crediting their intuitive higher mind for their life's greatest accomplishments. One famous quote from Einstein is, "The intellect has little to do on the road to discovery. There comes a leap in consciousness, call it intuition or what you will, and the solution comes to you and you don't know why or how." Einstein is a prime example of someone who is thought of as a great intuitive, who made monumental advances in the world you and I live in today. It's no secret that he depended on his intuition as much as he did his scientific and mathematical knowledge. We are lucky to live in an age where we can really harness this built-in key to abundance, when connected with our higher minds, to generate a steady flow of external wealth, money, cultivate passionate romances and friendships, and reconnect with our real purposes. Think of your intuition as your own personal GPS system that always guiding you to true north. Whenever you feel like straying from the path, circumstances are almost always unfavorable. When you allow yourself to quiet your rampant mind and be slowly, but steadily, guided, you will end up in an even better situation than you had originally envisioned. A quick tip: the value of the knowledge provided here is based on your openness to it, and how you apply it to your life. The core insight of this book is that there is an underlying energetic network through which we are infinitely connected to an inexhaustible database of information. That a mouthful, isn't it? However, this has been proven by quantum physics, the mysterious art of modern-day science. When we allow ourselves to connect with the higher mind, all of the right answers and then some lie at our very fingertips. Intuition is merely the sense organ we using to tap into this universal knowledge. For those of you who are still a bit distrustful of the concepts of an energetic network or higher mind, try this less heavy definition on 4 size. Intuition is the result of all that you have seen, heard and experienced in life, including what you didn't know you were seeing. Intuition is the learning that has taken place behind the scenes, paired with your specific expertise. Yes, people, there is science behind this stuff. Understand that the tools within this book are age-old. They merely been reformatted and adjusted for the times. This practical outline of intuition will enable you, the reader, to take away the ideas that most resonate with you and execute them immediately. Using these tools and practices will enable you to transform your entire life, or, if you prefer, to start small with a single area of your life. I also provided tidbits of food for thought along the way. This is going to be a wildly fun process of defining your intuitive desires. You will be shown exactly how to rekindle the spark between the present you and your deep core soulful desires. You will remember how to dream again. Once we got you doing that, there's no turning back. This book is also about fulfillment on a much deeper level. By taking care to execute the meditations and various techniques on a regular basis, you will be able to access a vibration that is aligned with an overflowing bank account, beating or connecting more deeply with the love of your life and ultimately propelling you right towards your dream goals. Through this process of utilizing and understanding your intuition, you will recognize that you got everything you need to create change now and access an ongoing flow of support from the universe. What brings me the greatest joy in sharing this with you is that if you can grasp the concept of using your intuition to create and maintain that flow, you will align with your life purpose and go on to create your life work. We talking about the kind of work that changes lives, brings people together, and goes far beyond financial goals. This isn't to say that anyone reading this book to gain wealth should be condemned. Money can be a powerful force for happiness and for good, but what the proper goals for a person's life might be is a complicated subject deserving of its own book or bookshelf. For now, I am not trying to tell you what you should aim for. Instead, I am concerned with explaining how to get what you want. We are concentrating on intuition for purposes of A. Converting stagnant perceptions of our lives to vital, happy ones, and B. Closing the gap between where we are now and our heart's innermost desires. This book will show you how to ease your mind agitation and uncover the powerhouse that is within you. Human potential is a vast realm with so much left unexplored, talents and abilities beyond your imagination. You are invited to explore your own soul realms here. You have an amazing landscape inside you. You will learn exactly how to change your situation by first changing your perception. Perceptions are necessary roadmaps, but they can also become cages, preventing you from moving ahead. The saddest part about it is that you can perceive whether or not you got a failing perception unless you perceive things differently. This book will teach you to honor your higher mind with rhythmic meditations as well as teach you how to create meditations of your very own. Here is a favorite quote from the Buddha that encompasses the idea of perception. Nothing has meaning except the meaning you give to it. I will elaborate more on perception. The key idea is, there are multiple angles by which we can break through our lower-level minded thoughts. You know what I mean, those repetitive, limiting mental constructs that keep you from reaching your goals and experiencing abundance. You will be shown the formula step by step that helps you grasp your intuitive connection with the higher mind, and induces a stream of higher-minded thoughts, ideas, dreams, and innovations to flow through you. These thoughts will then give you a sense of positive and affirming direction that you will trust absolutely and that are lined up with what you really want. This book is meant to serve as a practical guide for you to get from wherever it is you are now to where you envision yourself to be by simply using intuition as the vehicle. If you ever known anything that was and directly stated or presented, you got intuition. Every human being does. Please don't doubt yourself, because I know you already got access to your higher-minded thoughts. Remember those good feelings you experienced from time to time? That what I talking about. It nothing more complicated than that, although accessing it correctly takes practice. I am all about practicing and making notes of your awareness of your thoughts, senses, and emotional or knee-jerk reactions. After executing the awareness exercises here, you will not only learn to use your intuition for personal gain as in landing your dream job or running a 10K, but you will learn to trust it. After clearing out the muddled lower-level thoughts, you will catch on to cognitive and emotional patterns, recognize the voice of intuition, and learn to discriminate between the two. Making decisions from now on, yes, even the big ones, will come easily to you. The most successful business people and world leaders are intuitive. Characteristics they share include being able to distinguish intuition, which is a kind of insight, from emotions like fear and longing, and making use of their hunches to address their long-term goals. They never have to second-guess themselves because they build such a profound relationship with their intuitive higher minds that they are able to tap into these superpowers at will. This book will show you a foolproof formula for addressing everyday life considerations and how to recognize where intuition ends and where reason and logic begin. Let's be clear. This book is not attempting to discard logic or reason by any means. They are powerful tools. It is, however, showing you how to utilize intuition in addition to the kind of thinking you already mastered. Those inklings, gut feelings, and hunches weren't meant to come to us in sporadic and fleeting moments. These moments are the wave that we are meant to be riding at all times, fluid, fast, and in sync with the universal forces. This book is proposing that you create an out-of-this-world romance with intuition. Yes, I said romance because that's how intimate it is, and how thrilling/VT pitch. Believe and trust in it so much so that it becomes innate, second nature, and at your disposal the instant a tough decision comes your way. Do this and I guarantee you'll move mountains in all areas of your life, perhaps even literally. Believing and trusting your intuition gives birth to brilliant luck. Luck occurs somewhere in the crux between preparation and opportunity. Successfully navigate the labyrinth of decisions it takes to run a business or meet a goal while gaining perspective and stepping outside of your natural knee-jerk responses. Intuition is something that is beyond the rational mind. When you experience it, it lights up the prefrontal cortex of the brain, which is not the same part that lights up for emotion. Cultivating intuition is a process of relaxing the mind, asking a series of the right questions, and recognizing your visceral responses. Did your throat choke up? Did your chest spasm or relax? Learn which questions to ask and what reactions to look out for. By distinguishing between an emotional versus an intuitive response, a skill that will help you for the rest of your life, you can obtain any goal, assess any situation, and ultimately map out and design your life. This is because you will have thought through all of the tough stuff, and then gone with your intuitive, higher level, get things done decision. This book will lay out useful and concrete techniques for getting the answers quickly and efficiently. You'll build that romance with intuition, which will in turn change every facet of your life and the lives of those around you for the better. Think of this as an energetic ripple effect. When you are lit up and truly fulfilled, it is contagious. Everyone around you will want to know what you got going on. Just as plants need water, sunlight, and optimal soil nourishment, so too does your intuitive practice. Learning how to create flow takes work, but once you done the initial work, it will maintain itself. Creating flow won't be something you have to work at. It'll just naturally occur. The right decisions will become apparent to you as you feel them out and use your new skills to your advantage. You are meant to and will succeed in every area of life. What are all of the things you been in denial about? What are the patterns within you that run so deep you would and think to touch them with a 10-foot pole? Because, let me tell you, this book will make you go there. That can be uncomfortable. You might not like it, you might just even resent it. If you forgotten how to dream, reintroducing yourself to what you know deep down will really make you happy can be a painful process. Self-defeating thoughts like "I not good enough" or "I haven't amounted to anything" and "I wasted so many years, I missed my chances" can all pop up. Please realize that even if you never try any of the techniques in this book, or if you end up believing these techniques are pure garbage, your dreams are still valid and you are destined for greatness just as every other person is. The old paradigm that says some people are meant for greatness while others are meant to hide in their shadow, serving and laboring, is obsolete. We all have something unique to offer, something the world needs and wants. You may not be Einstein, but you are much bigger you than you are aware of now. These techniques are simple, but they are not for the faint of heart. Everybody knows that in order to get somewhere you never been, you got to do something you never done. It is not impossible. It is not even very hard. This book will show you exactly what to do. You simply have to follow the instructions. If you ready to open yourself to abundance, to move closer towards what it feels like to get the ball rolling and finally see some progress, the knowledge, understanding, and execution of these tactics will get you there. One of the top revered business and spiritual gurus of this generation, Marie Forleo, states, "Knowledge without action is worthless." I could and agree with you more. Marie. What you really going to learn after incorporating these practices into your life is how to build a deeper connection with you, reconnect with forgotten desires, reawaken dreams you stopped allowing yourself to have, and kick your goals in the you-know-what. You see, society has us wound up physically, mentally, emotionally, and has turned us upside down and every which way to cut us off from intuition. We indulged in fear for the sake of being rational, logical, and safe. This book is prescribing that you throw all of that antiquated advice out of the window and live by what your heart really wants. Well, not all rational advice, as there are some benefits to weighing your past experience in addition to your intuitive needs, but you get the gist. I.e. given you a brief glimpse of what this book will do for you, but imagine what your life could be like in a month, 6 months, or 1 year from now if you decide to stop tackling issues exhausting yourself and instead allow the solutions to come into your life with ease and grace. This Zero Fluff Guide is a game changer. I guarantee you won't recognize yourself, but you will recognize that you are living the life you were meant to live. If your intuition is telling you to take this next step, I invite you to change your life now. Live intuitively, and you will never be the same. Chapter 1. Opening the floodgates. Meditation is not a way of making your mind quiet. It is a way of entering into the quiet that is already there, buried under the 50,000 thoughts the average person thinks every day. Deepak Chopra. Meditation is the first step towards getting in touch with your higher mind and opening the portal through which intuitive thoughts flow. Whether you reading this book to gain a foothold on a business venture, achieve a goal, or make a major life decision, you need to make contact with intuitive and divine instruction. Meditation has nothing to do with religion and everything to do with intuition. The benefits of a regimented practice are immense and include stress relief, deeper relaxation, and the experience of a much higher level of consciousness. In this chapter, we're going to use creative meditations adjusted to your comfort level in order to quiet those lower level thoughts, teach you just how to interpret the messages that you receive, and even provide you with a nifty formula to generate your own fun and personalized meditations. Those of you who are completely unfamiliar with this practice, don't worry. We'll begin with a basic, foolproof and easy meditation that can be completed in any quiet and comfortable space you in. I recommend a sitting position, as lying down is pretty much guaranteed to put you to sleep. At least that's the case for me. Also, it's best to begin early in the morning or midday. The reason for this is because after a nourishing night's sleep, the mind has been rejuvenated and awakened from a vibrationally higher realm of consciousness. Dreams are the soul nourishment. What does this mean for you? Simply put, early in the day you are more apt to receive the concrete information that will propel you to the best discourse and pathway to radically major abundance. We'll begin with a few breath meditations, as breath work paired with meditation clears the mind fast. The breath meditation. This is the first meditation of the book. A little bit of backstory on this meditation. It also goes by the name Breath of Fire and is primarily rooted in Kundalini Yoga. By no means must you be a practitioner or follower of Kundalini practices in order to obtain fantastic benefits from this meditation. It is a simple and widely used method for quieting lower-level thoughts fast with the help of conscious breathing. How does breath meditation assist in goal achievement? Practicing this meditation, you will find that your usual automatic thought responses will be quickly eliminated. This happens because the breathing here is so rapid that your blood is quickly oxygenated, heightening your awareness and bringing you into the present moment. When your thoughts are cleared, the entryway for actual intuitive data is finally open. Don't worry if the first several times that you practice this, you receive nothing. Enjoy the calming benefits of the breath work and savor the moments of stillness. This practice is doing wonders for your nervous system. Physically, you will reap the benefits after just 5 minutes. This meditation is for people who really want to be propelled forth into intuitive knowledge. All of the mental brambles and shrubbery you allowed to clutter your consciousness will be cleared away, leaving you feeling open, recharged, and mentally receptive to greatness. Time to aim for 3 to 5 minutes. This can be a dizzying exercise if done any longer. You are welcome to try, but our purpose now is to get you out of mental autopilot and into higher level thinking. Show me how. Step 1. Sit in a comfortable position with your spine, head, and neck as straight as possible. I sometimes use the wall to sit against as a guide and aim to flatten my back, shoulders, and lower spine against it. You can start with a few warm-up belly breaths. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. Step 2. Now that you are aligned and warmed up, we are ready to go. Begin rapidly breathing, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. You may close your eyes if you wish. Think of the pace at which a dog pants after running around. That is synonymous with the breath meditation. Keep the breaths shallow at the top of your lungs. Don't breathe deeply here. Keep the air at the top. As you grow in progress, try to quicken the breath while maintaining your posture. Step 3. Build a rhythm. Establish a natural, paralleled inhale and exhale that you can maintain while not running out of breath. Slow down if you must, but keep each inhale and exhale balanced with one another. Body breath meditation. This meditation welcomes you to be a little bit more creative and experimental, and is my favorite one in the book. As you can see, we are using breath accompaniment here as well. When used correctly and consistently, breath work really does reap amazingly fabulous results in terms of cultivating mental clarity. This is because we are freeing our minds from any repetitive thinking patterns and making a point of consciously bringing our attention to the breath. Use this meditation without any particular goal in mind, and practice it only with the intent of pure enjoyment. Trust me, you will become addicted in a good way to your newfound easeful state of mind while having fun in the process. How does body breath meditation guide me intuitively? Body breath meditation invites you to assess where exactly in your physical body you most need to release energy. Where you sense a blockage, keep in mind that you can focus anywhere that you need to. Over time you will come to sense exactly what is going on in your physical body, so much so that you will pinpoint blockages within seconds. This meditation will mirror the action of making intuitive decisions in all of your other life areas. Deciphering your point of focus on the body equates with selecting your everyday mental thoughts with care and precision. This practice will make you a supreme decision maker. Time to aim for 10-13 minutes. Show me how. Step 1. Sit in an erect and comfortable position. Take a deep, long breath in through your belly from your mouth. Hold this breath for a few seconds. Exhale through the mouth again, and at the same time loudly say the word HOOWWW. Just like the word O, but with an H. Do this for 5 minutes. Really try to inhale to capacity until you absolutely cannot take in any more air. On the loud exhale, breathe out from beneath your diaphragm and get out as much stale air as possible. We are looking to regenerate your body and mind with fresh new oxygen. Step 2. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and keep each breath parallel. This is the point where I usually close my eyes if I haven't already. Now bring your attention to your body. Feel the top of your head. Bring attention to your neck, shoulders, spine, navel, hips, thighs, heels, the soles of your feet, and toes. Bring attention to your eyes, ears, nose, lips, and all of the skin on your body. Breathe through this spot and do not get discouraged when thoughts begin to intrude on your focus. Step 3. Find a focal point. As you are breathing in and out in long, slow breaths, rest your attention at one body part of your choosing. This can be any part you feel is the easiest to keep your attention on. Now, pretend as if you are breathing in and out from that body part. It can be your eye, toes, a finger, any part that calls to you. Breathe through this spot and do not get discouraged when thoughts begin to intrude on your focus. For example, you can choose to breathe in from your big toe, or breathe in and out from your entire foot. Step 4. Experiment. If you feel a sudden jolt of energy as your mind is calmed, feel free to change the rhythm and pace of your breathing as you see fit. This practice is about allowing and receiving. Truly allow yourself to feel whatever it is you need to feel in this moment. Deeply relax further and further into an easeful state of mind. Relax your muscles and tissues with each breath. If you like to take it one step further, imagine that you are enveloped in a bubble of golden light. You are safe here. You are immersed in love, compassion, and relaxation. This bubble houses your energetic greatness and is here to provide infinite support and guidance. Inhale and then exhale. The bubble is wise, all-knowing. You are the recipient of everything it has to offer. Since you should still be breathing from the body part of your choosing, see if you like to switch to another body part. Release and breathe through any part of your physical self that has tension. Breathe at your own pace, and experiment with breathing through different body parts as you see fit. Devotional intention meditation. This meditation is pretty self-explanatory. What you will learn after practicing this several times is that you will find your intuitive connection the moment you stop seeking it. This meditation gives you the opportunity to step outside of your windows, so to speak, and take a good look back inside. You will, in essence, become your intuition. The self as you have come to understand it is merely a facade. You are much more than the career you have, your credentials, certifications, skills, bank account, or social circles. You are connected to an infinite and all-knowing energetic field of consciousness that you can tap into simply by silencing your lower-level thoughts. Again, and I cannot stress this enough, go into this meditation with the intent of pure enjoyment and to savor each moment. It is only from this clear and pure state that you will reap the benefits. You are aiming to simply be aware of yourself. Be the observer. Notice and examine all nuances about yourself, your mind, body, thoughts, dreams, feelings, all the nooks and crannies of being that make you you. How does this meditation strengthen my intuition? In terms of getting you familiarized with your intuition, this simple yet effective practice is pure gold. Once you allowed your mind to hop off of its incessant hamster wheel, you will quickly be forced to become intimately aware of your true nature. Benefits include being able to quickly assess the right decisions in your life, give situations their appropriate meanings, and spend your precious energy only on positive endeavors while no longer sulking over trivial happenings that truly don't matter. Time to aim for 5 minutes. Show me how. Step 1. Sit or lie in a comfortable position. Begin to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Choose an affirmation to devote this meditation to. This statement will be your mantra. Don't pay attention to the internal dialogue going on inside your head. Bring yourself back to center and show your brain you mean business. Here are some examples of affirmations you can use. During these 5 minutes, I will devote my mind, body, and soul to the enjoyment of this meditative experience. My higher mind is clear, focused, and open for all of the greatness my intuition has to offer. I am pure love energy and am taking these 5 minutes to acknowledge to my higher, intuitive self. Make sure that you are sincere with your devotion and really feel what you are bringing to the practice energetically. Don't just go through the motions. If necessary, think up your own affirmation that you can devote yourself to. Just make sure your affirmation is positive and speaks to the power of intuition. Step 2. Once you've made a point to devote this experience to something, repeat the mantra and hold that statement as your point of focus. Savor each word. Keep each inhalation parallel to the exhalation. You are light, easy, fresh, and new. This is a gift you are giving to yourself, and it is doing wonders for your sympathetic and parasympathetic systems as well. Natural abundance meditation. There are millions of birds, trees, plants, animals, flowers, and people. Nature itself is gloriously abundant. Abundance is the reality we live in, transcending art, architecture, business, interactions, and this book itself. This meditation invites you to reconnect with the richness of the earth's natural abundance and serves as a reminder that your very existence is proof of the abundance of the world. In order to receive abundance in love, career, friendships, and life, first uncloud your lower-level thoughts and the clouds of circumstance will part before your eyes. Take this meditation seriously. This is where you realize that what you want is all around you, that you want it because you can see it and feel it, even if you have done your best to forget the simple fact. How does this meditation connect me to my intuition? This meditation is best used in a natural environment. Your garden, the woods, the beach, a city park, whatever is close to you, friendly and familiar, and full of plant, animal and insect life. Explore and remember what it's like to have a healthy curiosity about the unknown. When you were a child, an ant on a leaf, or the way the wind moved shadows could hold your attention for periods of time you didn't even think of as time. We can be children again, but we can get back to that purity of vision. That space is the room beneath the clutter, the viewpoint from which beauty and joy are tangible all around you. There are so many pleasures to be discovered in the realm of our higher-level thoughts. By ditching our lower-level self-limiting beliefs, we can come back to our original minds. This allows us to then be present for creative intuition and those aha moments that usually only come in spontaneous episodes. You will familiarize yourself with the vibration of those episodes, and come to know and deeply trust that that vibe is your natural state of being. Time to aim for. Give yourself some playtime as long as you would like. Be present for the smell of birch trees, gentle breezes, chirping birds, and fragrant blades of grass. Luxuriate in all the goodness that surrounds you today, and know that you have the power to bring your body back to the state of being whenever you see fit. Show me how. Step 1. Sit outside, somewhere quiet and tranquil where you won't be distracted. Take a few deep belly breaths in the nose and out the mouth. Step 2. Bring your full awareness to your surroundings. Pay attention to the sun, the temperature, the noises of any insects, birds, or creatures. Your mind will wander. Bring it back to your center in a loving way and do not get discouraged. Step 3. Maintain a feeling of gratitude. Gratitude is the vibration from which you can experience new perspective and understand things that you would ordinarily not see/VT pitch. Doing this meditation in an outside environment will bring you back to your center, able to reconnect with your inner purpose. All of the answers are at your disposal when you are in this clear and tranquil state of mind. Step 4. Be mindful of all 5 senses. Be mindful of your muscles and nerves, your ability to move. Know that life can be easygoing and simple when you bring yourself back into the state. Take care not to label every sight, sound and smell that you experience. Try not to figure out whose dog is barking or what tree is in bloom. Just be present for them. When your mind tries to dissect everything, acknowledge that, and then let it go. The Zen Heart Meditation. We will be utilizing yet another of the universe's amazing meditation tools to get us back to center. Our hearts. The human heart offers a strong point of focus because, for the most part, it can be consciously directed and operates at a steady, soothing beat. Remember, your purpose for the practice should always be to savor the experience and to meditate for the sake of meditating. Committing to the Zen Heart practice on a regular basis will ensure that you can track some tangible benefits that will flow into all areas of life. How does this meditation connect me to my intuition? Since the focal point of this one is the human heart, you will be able to direct your focus to your most natural rhythm. The heart sustains our very lives and is more vital to our existence than the brain. It is the organ that controls the rate at which oxygen flows through our bodies and minds. With 4 valves, pulmonary and systemic circuits, it is the life force organ. Getting in touch with it on a regular basis connects your psyche with your body, and provides heightened awareness. When you are more in tune with your body visceral, intuitive responses, you will be able to break out of cyclical patterns, trust what your intuition tells you, and see your life transform before your eyes. Time to aim for. 5-7 minutes. The tone of this practice is the deepest of any of the other meditations in this book. It offers you a chance to appreciate the nuances about yourself and open your heart, pun intended, and mind to divine instruction. Show me how. Step 1. Sit in an erect position, also called royal posture. For this one it is good to sit in a chair or on the floor. Close your eyes and place your hands palm down on your knees. Breathe normally through the nose and out the mouth. Step 2. Be mindful and grateful for your beating heart. Pay attention to its rhythm. Pick up on the natural pattern of your body. With every inhalation your blood is purified with oxygen that seeps through your lungs into your bloodstream. Imagine that you are renewed with life force with every breath. Your heart stands strong and is the dwelling center of your spiritual journey. Remember what it is like to be in touch with this life force. Become close friends with this vibration. This is the home of your higher intuitive mind. Lovingly acknowledge thoughts and return back to center. Now that we spent a generous amount of time teaching you to clear your lower-minded thoughts, we can move on to the subject of interpreting the messages you received. This does and have to be a frustrating process by any means and can actually be whittled down to a few specific pointers. Here how you can know which of your gut feelings to trust. It is only by grounding our awareness in the living sensation of our bodies that the our real presence, can awaken. Gurdjieff. Tip 1. Listen to your body. This tip is so vital when it comes to getting in touch with your intuition that I devoted a whole other chapter to it. Ask yourself a yes or no question that's been lingering in your mind lately. It can be career, relationship, or finance-related. Give yourself the opportunity to answer both yes and then no. And listen to your body response before you have a chance to think of reasons for and against. Did your throat choke up? Did you clench your hands or tighten any other body parts? Or did you give a sigh of relief? Did you smile? Your body will give you the answer. The takeaway here is to trust your reaction. If you find it difficult to listen to your body, this may be a result of years of not paying attention. You might have to practice a bit more. It might help to start with a question that you know the answer to and see how your body feels when you say the yes or no that you already trust. This is how it feels when your mind and body are attuned. It gets easier. More and more you will become familiar with the flow, and start making decisions from your higher level intuition. Also, you will become more deeply rooted into who you are as a person and accept yourself more fully and express yourself more freely. Tip 2. Know what fear is. Fear is the thing that is most commonly confused with intuition. We've all had the experience of one tiny fearful thought leading us into a jungle of confusion and helplessness, and ultimately leaving us in a stagnant place where we can make any substantial decisions. Fear can be broken down into the following widely used acronym: false evidence appearing real. Picture yourself in the middle of a busy intersection with cars quickly racing by you. This is a perfectly appropriate circumstance in which you have the right to be fearful. Your actions will determine if you get out alive, or get run down by the next passing car. This is a useful instance for fear. In modern times, however, fear has seeped into a myriad of situations where it's just not needed and, more importantly, just not rational. We will inject wild possibilities and ridiculous fantasies into our normal everyday decision-making, such as what to wear to our first interview, or everyday worries such as how well we did on a test, or whether or not we are well liked. I'll die if I don't get an A. No, you won. You don't even think that you will. But because you use this language, you making yourself much more upset than you need to be. The anxiety that comes with that type of fear is unneeded and is accompanied by spiraling, lower-level thoughts. Only when you calm your anxious mind, quiet those thoughts, and ask the right questions will you ever be available for the right answers. It takes time, practice, and dedication to reach quality thoughts. Fearful thoughts are usually almost always automatic, and happen as a result of past repetitive thinking. Know and feel the difference between a fearful thought and intuitive guidance. Tip 3. Live in the present. The present is all that we ever have, and this is your takeaway. Don't base any decisions on possible future happenings. We all know that nothing in life is guaranteed, and time is fleeting. Go that place within yourself where the core of all present decisions rests on your intuition. When you open the floodgates to divine instruction, you won't need to have any one certain outcome, because you will have definite assurance that you do not need a specific outcome to make you happy. Invite guidance into your life that allows you to live freely in the moment. We both know that you know which decisions are best and which are impulsive blunders. Live in the place that feels right, and that will bring happiness to yourself and others around you. The formula for creating your own momentum-building meditations. On the go. Meditation is the ultimate mobile device. You can use it anywhere, anytime, unobtrusively. Sharon Salzberg, Real Happiness, The Power of Meditation. I know where you at when you first sit down onto your meditation pillow. You wrestling with what the Tibetans call the monkey mind. Monkey mind is a mind that jumps from thought to thought with no direction and to absolutely no avail. You will experience feelings of discouragement and be overwhelmed by the fact that meditation is no easy feat. I'm here to tell you that all of this is perfectly natural and okay. Everyone goes through this in the beginning stages. This is the result of a life lived with years of no practice of mind control or discipline. There is hope. You can train the mind to do what you want it to do, and to do it well. Throw these self-limiting beliefs out of the window. What I'm about to show you is how to create your own meditations for the purpose of cultivating self-awareness wherever you go. That's right, wherever you go. Self-awareness is the key ingredient for being available for what our higher minds have to give us. Once we have this skill, we become less susceptible to emotionally discharging our feelings and putting ourselves in negative circumstances. Our knee-jerk reactions become less and less powerful, and we are no longer subject to the mind's irrational impulses. Here is the 3-step formula for creating your own meditations that can be used on the go. Step 1. Select your focal point. Don't be discouraged if you cannot empty your mind entirely. Even the most disciplined of Buddhist monks can only manage to do this for a few seconds at a time. Choosing a focal point as your center gives you something to begin with. The core of meditation is the practice of focusing on a single thought in order to clear out all of the other thoughts that are playing on repeat. You can use imagery, meditative music, activities, a body part, or your breath to focus on. Natural things like plants, sounds of rainfall, or high-vibration words work wonders. High-vibration words are uplifting words or phrases that set the tone for your meditative experience and also raise awareness. If you are feeling fancy, you can call them mantras. Mantras can be repeated over and over mentally, and when your thoughts start to go off on a tangent, gently and lovingly redirect them back to the mantra. Important tip: it's best to keep them short and sweet so that when you are creating a rhythm you don't get lost into trying to remember a long phrase and keep your focus on the task at hand. Examples of mantras: I allow and I trust. I am love. I am enough. I am financially free. You get the picture. Step 2. Mind your breath. Always strive to keep each inhalation parallel to each exhalation in a meditation session. Breathing consciously, blissfully, and mindfully not only generates a feeling of calmness, but provides rationality as well. The mind and the breath are interconnected. When you are agitated, your breath and heart rate are either stifled or fast-paced. Keep control of the breath and use it to guide you to your present state. In this state you are safe, you are loved, and most importantly, you are flowing alongside the vibration of divine intuitive guidance. Step 3. Set a timer. This is definitely the simplest of the steps, yet the most appropriate. The point of each of your meditation sessions is to allow you to get lost in the savoring of each one. Succumb to the benefits your body is reaping in these opulent 10 minutes of turning down your thoughts. Setting a timer will wake you up when you are in the zone and prevent you from having to check the time every minute and a half. And voila, there you have it. You just learned the steps to practicing intuitively aligned meditations. Exactly what to look out for when it comes to interpreting the feedback you receive during your sessions, and how to create a personal meditation from wherever you are at any time. You are on your way to becoming more intuitively guided and moving out of stagnancy in every area of life. Chapter 2. Perception. The real voyage of discovery consists of not in seeking new landscapes but in having new eyes. Marcel Proust. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite. William Blake. So far, we learned how the door to intuition is opened. Our minds are far calmer and we found our center. This chapter delves into what it means to perceive thoughts in general. Meditation heightens your awareness and brings you much closer to the authentic feelings and desires that you crave in life, business, love, and in your spiritual practice. When paired with newfound perception, your life will take off to new and radical heights. Here we will go over exactly what perceptions are and how they affect your everyday life, and learn tips and tricks for shifting your perceptions so that they line up only with the vibrations of your innermost dreams and desires. These tips will aid in practicing non-judgmental thinking. Judgment is a cunning tactic that the lower-level mind uses to create separation and defend itself against the unknown. A judgmental mind has the ability to keep you closed off from your aspirations, and the sooner you recognize your judgmental tendencies, the closer you are to realizing and manifesting all of the greatness that is within you. What does perception really mean anyway? Perception refers to our process of internalizing and interpreting information. The way we see things, the people we strive to become, the activities we partake in, the people we choose to love. Ultimately, the lives we choose to lead depend on the nature of our perceptions. What if I told you that your external world, everything around you, is made up of skewed sensory projections, meaning, your whole world as you know it is derived from the senses touch, sight, sound, smell, and taste, which are all completely out of whack? Well, this is the truth, as defined by modern-day quantum physics. Your entire reality as you know it, right down to the subatomic level, has been fully and constantly regenerated by the thoughts that you repeat in your mind. What this means for you is that you got this amazing and inherent ability to reprogram your thoughts, and more importantly, your perceptions. What if you had the ability to bring forth whatever it is that you most desire into your present reality just by practicing the feeling of already having it? I here to tell you that this is completely and 100% possible. We just been getting it wrong for all of these years. As the reputable spiritual author, speaker, and self-help guru Dr. Wayne Dyer says, change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. Now that you are armed with this profound and fundamental information, here is the step-by-step path for shifting your current perceptions to line up with the vibrations of your innermost hopes and dreams. The 6-step formula for perception shifting. Step 1. Whose life are you living? Really, take a step back and allow yourself to reflect upon your life and your perspective of yourself. Are you in a good place in your life right now? What is your definition of success? Who are you, and if you were to truly be honest with yourself, what is your purpose in the world? Meditate on these questions. Draft them all out on paper. These are the questions that most people don't allow themselves to puzzle over, even though they know, in the deepest, most sacred parts of their being, that they should. This is because it can be a struggle for anyone to eloquently express that their innermost desires are perfectly aligned with their external life experiences. These questions are important and will allow you to assess and reassess your next big decisions, all the while making them intuitively. Take some time to answer the following. 1. What does my ideal life look like? 2. What is preventing me from reaching and/or achieving my goals? 3. What patterns and/or habits do I fall into and why? 4. What is my purpose? 5. What is my true opinion of myself? The most important takeaway here is to be totally and completely non-judging of all of the thoughts and answers that you receive in doing this exercise. Be present, open, aware, loving, and kind to yourself throughout this stage, and recognize that you are being real with yourself about who you are and what you truly desire to mean to the world. The groundwork for transformation into the person you dream of becoming is not always glamorous, but it is necessary. You are one step closer to living intuitively and making smart decisions from the heart. Your life is ultimately the culmination of every single decision you ever made. Choosing to live intuitively is guaranteed to make you thrive in every facet of your life. Make the decision to get real about who you are and what it is that you want. Don't judge yourself or your current state. Be present for every thought and lovingly acknowledge who you know you really are. Step 2. Create a triangle. This is one of my favorite exercises and has personally granted me abundance in my own life on more than one occasion. I urge you to let go of any fears or doubts, have fun, and let the universe do the work for you. First, draw a triangle out on a sheet of blank paper. Divide the triangle in half. On the left side, mark down everything that you would like to be responsible for in order to shift your life forward. Which habits and rituals do you need to engage in every day that will bring you closer to being the person you were meant to be? Do you need to change your eating habits? Spend more time with your children? Get to writing that book you been dreaming about? Once you got that jotted down, on the right side of the triangle, jot down all of the things that you would like the universe to take care of on your behalf. This is called setting an intention, which is a profound and impactful tactic to stir up change and transformational shifts in your life. You can write things like, invite a new job that is aligned with my purpose and personal needs, or generate $5,000 on the 27th of June. All too often, we neglect to assume the power that we truly have in this energetic field of consciousness. Know that you are more abundant than ever and you need only tap into that state of higher level thinking to realize it. Remember, believing is seeing, so you must see and envision yourself from a new perspective in order to reach the place you are trying to go. Step 3. Change your self-talk, aka love yourself. To become different from what we are, we must have some awareness of what we are. Bruce Lee. How do you talk about yourself? What kinds of things do you say to yourself when you make a mistake or come up short on a goal? Words carry weight, and that weight can change the course of your entire life. The energy of each word is lined up with its respective vibration, which may or may not always be in line with your true desires. If your self-talk is negative, refer to the following lists below to give yourself a deeper look at why certain things in your life may not be lining up correctly. Which words do you feel you resonate with the most? High vibration words to describe you: healthy, peaceful, harmonious, resourceful, helpful, confident, wonderful, smart, loving, powerful, trustworthy, honest, forgiving, inventive, strong, courageous, passionate, abundant, empowered, loyal, balanced, optimistic, beautiful. Low vibration words to describe you: pessimistic, frustrated, irritated, impatient, overwhelmed, jealous, angry, hateful, fearful, powerless, blameful, worried, ugly, worthless, shameful, embarrassed, unsuccessful, lost, fat, obnoxious, stupid. Would you use the words you describe yourself with when speaking about other people? We can be brutal towards ourselves. More often than not, we speak about ourselves in such a negative way. Remember, you bring into being what you speak about. The takeaway here is, revamp and make over your self-talk. Change the inner dialogue and change your life. Learn to speak, write, and express yourself in a completely different way by using newer, brilliant, uplifting words. You must practice this every day, and when your old habitual lower-level mind interferes, lovingly bring yourself back to center and assume and embody the presence and energy of the self-worth you feel deep inside. Step 4. Neutralize the scene. If you are anything like me, sometimes you can go over a negative experience or argument and play it on repeat for eternity. This is one of the ways most guaranteed to keep you stuck in the past, stagnant. In order to overcome the auto-playback, you need to intervene and change it up. Beliefs and experiences run our minds in more ways than we can fathom until we make a choice to tackle these issues and allow our higher minds to reign supreme. Here an exercise that you can use to neutralize any past experience that you can seem to shake. When you are in a meditative state, close your eyes and bring yourself back to a negative interaction that jolts you. See the image of it from a neutral standpoint. Observe and be aware of the time of day, the way you felt, recall what you were doing, etc. Here the fun part. Change it up. Create an alternate ending and envision the discord disappearing. Envision that everything has worked out alright and even better than your original hopes. Envision only feelings of love, lightness, and happiness. Even if your train of thought is out of this world, imagining impossible circumstances, it's okay. We are neutralizing negative emotions, a practice that will ultimately deter you from going into that all-too-familiar downward spiral of negative thinking and self-talk. Allow yourself to be at peace with the situation, the people in it, and the energy of that point in time. More importantly, realize that you only live in the now. Step 5. Wait before you respond. When you experience a heated debate or argument with someone, give yourself some time to cool off and to reassess the situation. Don't overanalyze. Don't have a knee-jerk response. Take a deep breath and count to 10 if you need to. Look for an opportunity to learn something in every interaction that you have. Give yourself 3 minutes of cool-down time to be present and open for the situation. This isn't about listening to the other person, though there's nothing wrong with that. It's about listening to yourself, and listening to all the other thoughts you have, the ones that don't fit into an either-or, black or white answer. You don't even need to come to any conclusions, but allow yourself the gift of being aware. Picture yourself on the outside looking in, as if you were a third party in the scenario. Perhaps you will realize things that have nothing to do with the argument, but have to do with how you express yourself or why this argument is happening now. Or perhaps it's something else. There's no limit to what you can see if you don't make up your mind ahead of time that you already know it all. Step back. Watch. This is your higher level mind. Practice non-judgment by giving yourself a well-needed time out. Step 6. Write it out. This is one of the most fun and interesting exercises. It will allow you to gain perspective and appreciate that different views will leverage your dreams and help you to realize your potential more quickly. Write out your entire day from beginning to end from the point of view of someone else. It could be someone you know or a stranger. It could be your dog. Conjure up details and descriptions that you wouldn't ordinarily use. Create a whole other character with his or her own special idiosyncrasies. At the end of the writing, you will come to find that life is ultimately defined by whoever is filtering the information, and that everything is relative to a single person interpretation. Well, there you have it. You now know the tips and tricks of practicing non-judgment in order to align your mind with the vibration of the things you most desire. Calmly and more willingly assert and own the power of your own presence, and look at the world through fresh eyes. Chapter 3. Visceral Responses. There are 4 ways, and only 4 ways, in which we have contact with the world. We are evaluated and classified by these 4 contacts: what we do, how we look, what we say, and how we say it. Dale Carnegie. Imagine that you are playing a game of poker. Everyone around the table has a specific set of cards, and so do you. Have you ever wondered why some people give certain tells, while others manage to keep their cool? A hand over the mouth, a deep exasperated sigh, or a shift in someone's seat can all either be deliberate or involuntary. The reason that these physical cues are so important to the game is because of this fact: the body tells us so much more than words ever could. These tells can be the difference between winning and losing. We must rely on our intuitive nonverbal skill set to help us make decisions about another person's authenticity. In this chapter we are going to delve into learning the skill set of listening to our bodies. Those interested in moving their lives forward, creating tangible and measurable change, and having fun in the process, will reap tons of benefits here. What does body language have to do with my intuition? As we covered in previous chapters, our bodies are the biggest giveaways when it comes to how we truly feel about something. Unlike our lower-level minds, they are the worst when it comes to lying. When you ask yourself something, your body will guaranteed provide an auto-response, if you will, before your mind has a chance to distract you into a new train of thought. What if it was possible for you to incorporate intuitively feeling yourself into the right decisions? Exhale, close your eyes, and feel yourself into prosperity and an enlightened state of mind. Decisions don't have to be hard. Getting unstuck means that you are in sync with your natural decision maker, the body. Listening to your body and the visceral responses it provides is so important for those looking to live intuitively. This is because in today's modern world we've been conditioned to think ourselves into and out of situations, and this can be costly for those of us who desire to find our true purposes. In the rat race of unemotional decision-making we neglect to utilize our higher-level intuitive instruction, and so we get caught up in the scramble. This does not have to be you, and in the following sections I'm going to show you the process for harnessing visceral responses to make your best decisions, how to better interpret your own body answers, and how these details will help you to get unstuck and create change in your life today. Intuition is a non-local thing. It is omnipresent and beyond the rational lower-level mind. Follow this 4-step process to read your body responses and get in deeper touch with your creative intuition. The 4-step process to read body responses. Step 1. Still the mind. This can be achieved by performing a meditation session and putting your entire body into a state of calmness and acute awareness. Step 2. Ask a question. This does and have to be a yes or no question, but you can start with yes and no for practice. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. The more creative the question, the more creative the answer. Step 3. Feel the body. You have 5 senses that will aid you. Things that will most commonly happen are the closing of the throat, tightening of muscles, or the complete opposite. You may feel lighter, more relaxed, easeful, and even have a smile on your face. Get to know your intuitive reactions. Step 4. Interpret your bodily reactions. If you feel fearful, agitated, or concerned, bear in mind that at first this may only be anxiety, compounded by the fact that you are not accustomed to listening to yourself. Intuition comes only from the purest of silences and or spontaneously, as we previously discussed. Repeating this process over and over will soon connect you to your higher mind, and you will feel and know it once you gotten the answer you been looking for. You can try physical mediums like writing or sketching out your answers to get a visual. What happens to your brain when you experiencing an intuitive hit? To explain it simply, intuition can be defined as a set of non-conscious cognitive processes that give a person an outcome answer that is not deliberately sought after. It is a phenomenon that effortless, at least on the conscious level, and provides us with the answers right when we need them. Unlike conscious thinking that is outwardly manifested and worked at, intuition is something that is inherently available. Intuition is something that you are guaranteed to get better at if you are willing to take the time to use all of the practices outlined here. This is so because intuition is the product of the brain ability to retrace and discover recurring patterns. This enables our brains to compute solutions, particularly to questions of emotional and spiritual importance, faster and more effectively than when we take time to consider. This is not to say that taking time to consider is bad. said. We have two ways of thinking for a very good reason. Some problems require conscious logic, but most of us have forgotten how to use our intuition and thus are working with only half our powers. Consistent and conscious use of your intuition will perfect your abilities and prepare you to make the best possible decisions in business, love, and life. The following process is very similar to the previous one you just been shown. However, it applies to actual goals that you wish to accomplish. It will show you how to step out of your usual perspective and select a goal purely based on intuition. Repeating this over and over until you actually achieve the goal is ideal. This is the part where using rational thought and intuitive thinking collectively is a good thing. We are cognitively going after what we want, and smartly taking into account the tiny voice in the back of our minds telling us which direction is best. Chapter 4. How to set and achieve intuitive goals. The biggest temptation is to settle for too little. Thomas Merton. Consistent and conscious use of your intuition will perfect your abilities and prepare you to make the best possible decisions in business, love, and life. The following process is very similar to the previous one you just been shown. However, it applies to actual goals that you wish to accomplish. It will show you how to step out of your usual perspective and select a goal purely based on intuition. Repeating this over and over until you actually achieve the goal is ideal. This is the part where using rational thought and intuitive thinking collectively is a good thing. We are cognitively going after what we want, and smartly taking into account the tiny voice in the back of our minds telling us which direction is best. Here is the 7-step process for selecting and achieving intuitive goals. Step 1. Set a goal. Be specific. Do not play it safe here. Jot down what you would like to accomplish that will move you from point A to point B. Graduate this semester with all A. Quit my day job and start my own business that gives me the freedom to work wherever and whenever I want. Since you already had some time to ponder your true purpose, take into account what your life calling is. What is something you always wanted to do? What uplifts you? Maybe your goal is to live in Thailand for the summer and swim with the elephants. Maybe your goal is to become a yoga teacher by the end of the year, or maybe you like to use your bar mitzvah money to build a school in Uganda. However outlandish it may seem, set yourself up for something great. Important tip: make sure you are doing something you want, not what you think you should want, or what your parents want. Pay attention to how the goal and ending results make you feel. This will let you know if you on the right track. Do not pass Joe. Do not collect $200 unless you so excited you practically peeing your pants over this goal. Remember, you grabbed this book because you wanted to live on purpose. So be creative and bold here. Step 2. Why do you want this goal? Answering this question is where logic comes in handy. Really determine what it is you after. By doing this you can be sure that the goal you setting not only feels right to you, but is also what will deliver the results you after. Step 3. How do you want to see yourself? Answer this question for each segment of your life. How do you wish to see yourself physically, financially, mentally, spiritually, romantically, in your relationships? Answer these questions intuitively. Step 4. Create a time frame. This step is actually smaller steps combined into one. What is a reasonable time in which you would like to realize a certain result that will aid in accomplishing your goal? For example, if your first dream goal is to go live in Europe, how long will you give yourself to make that dream happen? 1 year? 6 months? 1 month? Intuitively create an outline that you can get excited about and put dates on all of the smaller goals that you need to reach the larger goal. Step 5. Visualize it. Imagine reaching your goals. How will it feel to you? What will you have achieved? Are you closer and more deeply rooted into your life purpose? Feel what it is like to actually have accomplished your goal and savor that feeling for a while. Do this repeatedly. This is the most important step. To the brain, there is no difference between imagining the activity and having it actually happen to you. This means that the benefits of habits and practice, including confidence, can come from step-by-step imagination and visualization. Remember, believing is seeing. If you can see it first, then you cannot attain it. Maintain this stream of pure and positive thought for as long as you can every day. Step 6. Get a buddy. Having a partner that you can share the previous 5 steps with not only keeps you accountable, but it's so much fun. You can create a space together in which you both encourage and build on each other momentum. providing perspective for the other goals and offering healthy insight. You will both be preparing yourselves on an underlying energetic level. Step 7. Repeat. Apply this formula for each and every goal that you have along with the exercises in the previous chapters, and you are as good as gold. Following through, as we all know, is the toughest component. Put yourself in a state of clear-mindedness by practicing your meditations and allowing a stream of higher-level consciousness to come through and release your brilliance. Always create from a clear state of mind and you will discover your life best work. You just now learned how to interpret your body natural responses to assist in making better intuitive decisions. What happens to the brain during an intuitive hit? And the 7-step process for creating and following through with an intuitive goal that brings you that much closer to fulfilling your destiny. Next, you going to explore what happens when you tune your language into the vibration of all that you seek. Chapter 5, Affirmations. You are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. That is how important you are. Eckhart Tolle. Take a step back and reflect upon your self-talk again. We briefly covered this topic before, but this is the #1 component that disables people when it comes to creating true change. The reality of the world is that we do in fact live in a unified field of consciousness. What a beautiful truth. This means that any and everything we give energy to, whether it mental or physical, will grow and flourish. Our words are a part of that energy field, so if you want to create change, you'd be silly not to use affirmations. What is an affirmation? It's quite simple. An affirmation is a statement of positivity that is about yourself, a situation, or a feeling, phrased in the present tense. When you use it over and over in a ritualistic manner, it evokes a spark within your subconscious lower-level mind, which, as we know by now, has been playing on repeat for most of your life. The spark creates a ripple effect that ultimately changes your physical reality. What does this mean for you? You can change your life by utilizing the magic that comes from affirmations. The sky really is the limit here. If you anything like I was, you know that your subconscious has been bombarded with media propaganda, old bad memories that play on repeat, and negative self-talk. This is your mind running on autopilot. Sadly, these thoughts will accumulate over time and become the face you show the world as well as what you experience as yourself day to day. If you like to change a specific area of your life, gain some momentum, or if you have a large disconnect between your outward self and who you really believe you are at the core of your being, personal affirmations will create the tangible, measurable change that you seek. Like everything else, you must remain a clear and open vessel to the process because it's not the words as much as the underlying feeling that makes these affirmations work. Here is the 4-step process for incorporating affirmations into your life. Let's get started. How to incorporate affirmations in 4 steps. Step 1. Emptying your current self-talk and reflection. The whole point of using these affirmations is to bring forth your highest self. Take each step seriously and focus upon the good of the entire process. Grab a sheet of paper or complete this in a Word doc that you can print out. Write out every negative thought you think about yourself. We are going to do an entire psyche dump of each and every negative thought that comes to you, for each and every important area of your life. Think of this as your first and much needed spring cleaning for your mind. This step is definitely not the most fun, but I promise you that it is crucial to your overall success. It can be uncomfortable and you may want to stop, but resist that urge and keep on going. You can stick with one personal issue first and empty out all of the automatic thoughts that arise, or navigate between career, love life, friendships, etc. Just get all of those thoughts out and repeat. When you think that you're done, take a break and get back to it. More will come to you. This is a rare occasion where I will encourage you to take a couple of days to practice and really strain out everything you conceive of. After you finished, take a look and read over every statement you made. What is the overall tone of the statements? How do they make you feel? Most importantly, do they resonate with who you know you truly are? These statements are a mirror of the subconscious message you put out to the universe each and every day, and will explain why you receive certain results in the different areas of your life. If they aren't aligned with your core self, don't be discouraged. This is where all of your creative work begins. Step 2. Create your own affirmations. Next, you going to take a look at all of the statements you come up with and generate a new and improved statement that will be either the opposite or better. For example, if one of your initial thoughts was "I a terrible runner," Your affirmation will be something like "I am a fantastic runner" or "I enjoy getting better and better at running every day." You might feel some resistance and even a little weird, but trust in the process. Important tip: write your affirmations in the present tense. This is because if you were to write, "I'm going to get better at running," that creates a vibration of you as a runner in the future, and that time will never come. Don't pay any mind to the reality that you are currently living in, because it is only a reflection of the negative thoughts that you've been carrying around. We are getting you past your doubts and disbelief and moving you into a new vibration. Step 3. Reprogramming your mind. Set a particular time. I recommend at least twice a day for starters, repeating your affirmations aloud to yourself. Practice them in the morning in front of a mirror right after you completed your morning meditation session. Important tip: during the day old thoughts and habits will undoubtedly creep up on you. Surround yourself with affirmative post-its and notes to keep those thoughts in check, and repeat each one in your mind or aloud whenever you slip up. You are creating new neural pathways and exercising your brain to get better at loving yourself. These pathways will allow the energy to flow freely, setting off a cascade of changes that will transform every area in your life. Step 4. Enjoy your happy life. After repetition of your affirmations, you will be more comfortable with the idea of believing in them, even if they haven't yet manifested in the present moment. Statements like "things just always work out for me," or "everything always goes my way," will be the recurring theme in your life, and therefore the energy that you send out to the universe. You are literally inviting good things to come your way. It is simple as that. In as little as 2 weeks, you will notice good things happening to you. You will live more intuitively, and your lower level mind will start to be in sync with your higher level aspirations. Important tip: prosperity, abundance, and living intuitively can indeed be learned with practice. Practice embodying the joyous energy of each of these affirmations, and you will stimulate a shift in the messages you're sending out to the world. In a short amount of time, you can instinctively learn to put out what you most wish to attract, and eliminate any resistance. Here are some lovely affirmations from some of the greats that you can begin with or use if you need a little inspiration. "The more I focus my mind upon the good, the more good comes to me." Louise Hay. "There can be no darkness where I provide the light." Marianne Williamson. "My intentions have infinite organizing power." Deepak Chopra. "When I focus on what is joyful, I bring more joy into my life." Gabrielle Bernstein. "What I seek is seeking me." Rumi. The following affirmations pertain to finance, romance, self-confidence, exuberant happiness, and career. Keep them in sight where you work, cook, relax and socialize, and you will be uplifted instantaneously. Financial. "I am creating financial security through the use of my skills and talents." My financial abundance is overflowing. Abundance surrounds me, and today I proudly claim my share. Money is always coming in to me more than it is going out. Each dollar that I spend enriches society and comes back to me tenfold. I am free and financially independent. All of my debts, mortgages, and credit card bills are paid in full. I feel good when I spend money. My money supply is unlimited and always growing. Financial abundance manifests in each and every one of my affairs. I have brilliant ideas for easily increasing my income. I am a money magnet. I always have more money than I need. Income reaches me in serendipitous ways. I am grateful for all of the money I have. Romance. Everyone sees me as someone passionate and exciting. I am full of romantic energy. I deserve to have an abundance of intimate romantic experiences. I deserve nothing less than to experience the relationship of my dreams. I am a powerful sexual being. My body radiates sexual magnetism. I always please my partner. I attract loving, beautiful people into my life. I express love freely. I release any need to control outcomes, actions of others in my romantic relationships. I express all feelings openly and lovingly to my partner. I am in love with a wondrous, caring, committed, loyal, and brilliant person. I accept my sexuality. I forgive any past sexual traumas. I experience harmony with my partner. Self-love. I love and respect myself and others. All thoughts about myself are positive and loving. I unconditionally accept myself. I am free to make my own decisions. I deserve only good things and release any misery or suffering. The universe wholeheartedly supports my every endeavor. I consciously release the past and only live in the present. I let go of self-sabotaging behavior behavior. I shower myself with love and kindness every day. I love who I am as well as who I'm becoming. I let go of those who do not have my best interests at heart. Satisfaction comes to me with ease. I am guiltless. I am innocent. My opinions matter and they resonate with who I want to be. I have integrity and am totally reliable. Happiness. I spread happiness to others and absorb theirs in return. Happiness is my birthright. My sense of humor touches all those around me. I am always kind and helpful to strangers. I choose to experience joy every day. I depend upon myself only to feel happiness. Happiness penetrates every fiber of my being. I resonate with love, joy, and peace. I accept all news with an open heart and an open mind. I laugh often for no particular reason. I choose to laugh at the outrageous things in my life. I attract positive and kind people into my life. I love my life. I always make time to experience joy. Everything in my life feels so right that I can stop smiling. Career. I am creating the career of my dreams. I am ready to work and ready to contribute. I exude confidence and energy in every interview. I choose a career that excites me and makes me happy. I deserve my ideal career. Through collaboration with my colleagues I grow and get better. I am amazing when it comes to networking. Everyone wants to work with me. I only work with creative, loving, and supportive people. I attract fantastic employees. I am on the right path to attracting my dream job. I am appreciated and valued for the contributions I bring. Something great is going to happen at work today. I attract new and loyal customers every day. I feel great about the way I run my business. Read through these statements and create more of your own that fit your particular circumstances and wishes. When you adopt new phrases and shed the dense energies of the negative statements you generated in step 1 of this chapter, you are sending a very clear and open message to your higher level mind. You will begin to receive inspired and intuitive instruction that can only stem from higher level affirmations, and you will take different routes and make different decisions from your newfound perspective. The course of your life will become attuned to what you actually desire, and you will break through your mind-old thought patterns. Chapter 6: Unlearning Fear. Fear is static that prevents me from hearing myself. Samuel Butler. So far, we opened the floodgates to allow our intuitive and divine instruction to flow through overwhelming negative self-talk. We tweaked our perceptions and learned the techniques to see all situations with fresh eyes. We learned how to recognize our body intuitive responses, and created affirmations that will reprogram our minds to think intuitively. Everything you just learned has laid the groundwork. Now you got to make some actual decisions. If you listen to anything in this book, you all know that making decisions for yourself should be easy. Keyword, should be, but that not always the case. In order to experience the real breakthroughs that you looking for, there is one more detail that you must be careful of. Fear. Yes, we mentioned it and discussed it already, but I have more to say. One quote that encompasses what I'm going to teach you is from Marianne Williamson, an inspiring and successful spiritual teacher and healer. Marianne says, "Love is what we were born with. Fear is what we learned here." In my opinion, making a fear-based decision is far worse than making no decision at all. The reason for this is because decisions that are fear-based always end up nagging at your subconscious, and you almost know the moment you make them that you are making the complete wrong decision. You hear that whisper turn into more of a shout, yet you rationalize and go through with the bad choice anyway. This leads to chaotic circumstances, sadness, regret, and ultimately major misalignment with your soul purpose that takes you further away from your destiny. Here's some food for thought. What if you could meet your future self? An inspiring soul with wisdom to behold, someone who's been through every treacherous predicament that you yet to experience and has the knowledge and precise know-how that you need in order to be successful. Got news. When you are cracked open with meditations, fresh perspective, and available for intuitive instruction, it's a lot like meeting your future self. Say hello, shake hands, and listen up. The absolute worst part about fear is that it will filter into your decision-making in inconspicuous ways. Emotional baggage, anxiety, and frustrated thoughts can cause you to veer down the wrong path. Constant worrying will cause you to think in a way that is uninspired and without divine instruction. Here are some action-based tips that will assure you never make a fearful decision again. Once any fearful thought patterns start seeping in, You'll be armed with the know-how to move in the right direction. 6 quick tips for unlearning fear. Tip 1. Recognize fear's underlying conflict. What exactly is tripping you up? Are you putting too much energy into someone or something that has absolutely nothing to do with you and your purpose? Write your fears down and allow yourself to feel the fear here. Let yourself be scared for 5 minutes. Allow the fear to then pass through. Do not linger in this space. Tip 2. Know what fear really is. Fear is the intense focusing of your thoughts on something that you do not want happening. When you put all of your intense energy on this thing in your mind, you give power to these circumstances and attract them to you. Your emotion is a powerful force, and when you charge it, you enable the universe to hand deliver it to your doorstep. Take care with what you give your energy to. Tip 3. Breathe. Living is breathing, and without breath there is no life. It is the most important bodily function upon which every other function is dependent. Breathing helps you to maintain control of the body while directing new, oxygenated life force energy. If you feeling fancy, this is termed prana throughout all of your vital organs. When you do this, you start to flow in sync with the vibration of nature and become aligned to the energy of your destiny. Through each exhale you can mentally focus on releasing that which you do not want, and on the inhale everything that you still need and desire. Tip 4. Prepare for a positive outcome, i.e. bet you overcome many negative and difficult circumstances that forced you to grow into a better person. Think about the transformational periods of your life. You may not have been able to see what was happening in the moment when you struggled, when you doubted, but sometimes those trying events force us to rise up and become something greater than we were before. Trouble faced can lead to increased wisdom and insight, bringing us full circle to the truth that there is truly nothing serious going on in this world, that everything is reliant on our perspective. Sometimes things happen because they are a part of a bigger scheme to bring us to consciousness. The sooner you stop deviating from your intuitive path, the sooner you will stop needing these experiences. Tip 5. Nip it in the bud. Fear is a message. It signifies that there is an energetic blockage within you that needs to be taken care of. The only reason you have not yet already received everything you need in this world is because you been disconnected from it and allowed your lower level mind to run the show. Once a fearful thought invades your mind, it simulates a million tiny shards of glass buried within your energetic self, the residue of the disappointment and pain of your past, and over time it influences all the choices that you make. This is because at the moment the fearful thought enters your head, you weren't conscious enough to challenge it. Be conscious of every tiny negative thought that comes to you, every shadow of doubt, because it has the potential for baleful effects. It is much easier to nip it in the bud before it flowers. Tip 6. Have some fun. Fun is honest and reassuring. It will effortlessly restore your inner sense of balance and help you to regain your footing. It's great to look back at your problems after having fun because you will have gained a definite shift in perspective. Things aren't as bad as they seemed. You revitalized and able to move through the experience. Having fun is as important as any meditation because the point of focus in both practices is to attain a higher vibration. Laugh, dance, sing, play. Practice fun and you will practice what it is to be in the realm of your highest desires. Finally, you made it. You just learned some crucial tips that will help you to eliminate the subconscious fears that hinder your progress. Assume these practices and you will reset your default state of mind from fear to love. All things are possible in the love state. Now you ready for the fun stuff. Next you are going to learn simple yet effective practices that will aid in generating fresh ideas that move you closer to living your dream life. Chapter 7. Create your dream life. Whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. Paul J. Meyer. Alchemy is the practices by which ordinary metals are transformed into gold. In order to accomplish this feat, someone must change the element, lead for example, starting at the microscopic level, in order to get the finished product. Alchemists were known to be very good experimentalists and used improvisation to pave the way for the expansion of modern-day science. However, because alchemy is a spiritual as well as material endeavor, many people today misunderstand what was going on and consider alchemy as pseudoscience. Nonetheless, alchemists did manage to develop an original set of lab techniques and theories. They provided philosophical expertise that is still in use, all as a result of approaching their goals differently. Our goal here is not to determine whether or not we can turn lead into gold. Rather, This is a proposition that you approach all aspirations and goals in your life as the alchemist does. If it is your desire to create something new or reroute the direction of your life, you got to approach each day differently than ever before. Similarly, the alchemist way deviates from traditional approaches to scientific questions, incorporating the spirit, will and intent of the practitioner as well as his creative imagination. One of the most gratifying activities to begin with is visualization. Visualization is crucial when it comes to living intuitively. When you are in the unobstructed realm of possibility, living without fear, you enhance your ability to visualize what it is that you really want and start creating it. This is why we open the floodgates in the very beginning of the book, practiced reprogramming affirmations, and work to unlearn fear. When paired with meditation, visualizing will allow you to focus on a specific thing, create a mental image of the thing, and then imagine a favorable outcome. You can think of this as imagining your way into your ideal reality, which makes it that much more fun. Here is a simple step-by-step visualization process to accomplish a specific goal, create something that will serve the world, or just to begin conceiving of new possibilities. The sky the limit. How to visualize in 3 steps. Step 1. Meditate. Clear the mind and settle into stillness. Decluttering is so important. Don't just start to think with your lower-level thoughts. The only work worth envisioning is that which comes from profound intuitive guidance. Allow yourself some time to reconnect with who you are and what your purpose is. Nothing else matters. Step 2. Fantasize success. The great thing about the mind is that it cannot differentiate between something that is actually happening and something that is imagined. What this means is that when you fantasize about a certain outcome, including all of the sensory details that accompany it, you bring that energy to yourself and react as though it is really going on. Imagine yourself writing an award-winning speech, finally quitting your day job, seeing the Eiffel Tower for the very first time. Embody what it is to be that person. How would you wake up if you knew you would be having your dream day? What kinds of activities would you do? Who are your friends? Dream up and conjure what it feels like to actually walk and live in your own shoes. Have fun with this and affirm, everything always works out for me. Step 3. Repeat. You may have some resistance to this process, but over time you will come to truly believe that everything you desire can and should be yours simply because you desire it. This exercise also sharpens your mental focus, brings clarity, and heightens your intuition. You will be surprised at how many new thoughts stream in that you would have come up with had you not meditated and consciously put yourself in a higher state of mind. You are more creative than you know. Trust in the process and, more importantly, have fun with it. Chapter 8. Create a life handbook. The nicest part is being able to write down all my thoughts and feelings. Otherwise, I might suffocate. Anne Frank. Journaling with intent is a magnificent tool to use when aiming to create your dream life. Instead of wandering aimlessly in a muddle of confusing thoughts, you will be reminded of what is truly important and what outcomes will bring you fulfillment in your life. All you have to do is show up, say yes to your dreams, and the universe will conspire to support you in every way. When combined with all of the previous exercises in this book, this action will teach you to live in your authentic power and make the best decisions for you. Another great thing about using a personal handbook is that you can document your progress, see which areas of your life need more attention, and which are already plumbing. This will be your personal reference book. It should be maintained, honored, and stored in a safe place for regular use. If you find anything outside of the following steps that you feel helps you to organize your dreams more effectively, please incorporate those tactics as well. Here a starter guide on how to create your intuitive life journal. Create your life journal handbook in 6 steps. Step 1. Choose your format. Do you want to be able to access your journal from anywhere, anytime, any place? Or do you prefer one that allows you to incorporate personal items into and decorate? Handwriting and typing both engage your psyche. There is no right or wrong answer to this. It's simply a matter of preference. You can include pictures and inspirational quotes in both and track your successes in both. Step 2. Clearly define your life purpose. It is important to write a paragraph or several pages to set the tone of the journal. Have faith that you are sending a clear and intuitive message out into the universe and bringing your dreams into alignment with your current reality. This writing should clearly express the essence of you. Anytime that you feel out of sync with your purpose, you can refer to this to bring you back to center. Take your time, Honor the passage with luscious language and believe in your destiny. Step 3. List your short-term goals. List all of the items that you would like to accomplish in the next 3-6 months. Then drill into all of the smaller steps that it will take to get to each one. What do you have to incorporate into your days to get to where you want to be? Is your time and effort being put to the best possible use? If you are unsure about where you want to go and how to get there, refer back to the Visceral Responses chapter and decipher if you really want what you are about to list here. Step 4. List your long-term goals. All goals that will take you 1-3 years to accomplish should be mapped out here. Follow the same process as with the short-term goals and remember to make changes as needed. Don't be so rigid as to not account for spontaneous changes that life will bring to you. Revel in all of the progress that you make. Step 5. Track your results. Sometimes it can be difficult to determine whether we made any changes in our lives because once we hit a milestone, we have the desire to expand again and get anxious about creating momentum. Do not get hung up in anxiety. Remain grateful for what you have accomplished. You are less likely to feel badly about it if you have a visual aid such as a chart, checklist, or graph to refer to. You can tweak any changes as needed. Step 6. Celebrate your successes. Don't just read this step. You must practice it. Every time that you have personal success, give yourself some slack and celebrate. Through meditation you can cultivate a conscious state of graciousness that only allows more wonderful circumstances into your life. List 3-5 great things that have happened along your journey to success and thank your intuitive mind for the divine instruction. Chapter 9. Let the magic coalesce. It's not your work to make anything happen. It's your work to dream it and let it happen. In your joy, you create something, and then you maintain your vibrational harmony with it, and the universe must find a way to bring it about. That's the promise of law of attraction. Abraham Hicks. As you draw your journey to learning the fundamentals of intuition to a close, here are some essential tips that will solidify your acumen and enable you to integrate all that you have learned going forward. Tip 1. Keep an eye out for coincidences. Synchronicities are perfect for jotting down in a notepad when you see them occur. As you become more and more available to all that this abundant world has to offer you, you will begin to connect the dots in your life. This signifies that you are tapping into and building a stronger connection with your intuition. The great psychologist Carl Jung defined synchronicity as the coming together of inner and outer events in a way that cannot be explained by cause and effect and that is meaningful to the observer. Things that happen synchronously should be paid attention to. These are messages for you. Tip 2. Connect with those closest to you. Strengthening your empathy muscles enable you to gauge a person's situation and step into his or her shoes without judgment. Observing and learning from the emotions of others around you heightens your awareness and allows you to vibrate with the emotion of compassion. Tip 3. Make a sleep ritual. Sleeping should be sacred as we are meant to arise with newfound inspiration and clarity after a pleasant night's slumber. Ditch the power naps and all-nighters and give yourself the gift of sleep. Invest in an expensive mattress and overpriced sheet set. During sleep the mind travels into higher realms of consciousness. Respect your body enough to give it a good night rest and in the morning, pour out all of the mind adventures into a dream journal. This is especially important to incorporate with a meditative practice if you wish to receive divine guidance faster. Tip 4. Change your music selection. The mind will devour ideas and treat them as seeds. Once planted, it's difficult to weed them out of the subconscious. Although not impossible, give your playlist a well-deserved makeover and weed out all of the music you used to hearing. Are you still listening to the tracks given to you by an ex-spouse? Do you only listen to music associated with a certain trauma? Do you only listen to certain music because that's what your parents played for you? Breathe and take a step back. This is your chance to really evaluate and dissect all of your habits at the foundational level. Inject yourself with seeds of music that you truly enjoy listening to, and that will bring you to your highest state. Resist the negative thoughts that mock you when you tune into Bach or African drumming or gospel. This is your life and you should live it by being intuitively you. Trying out new genres will bring clarity into what experiences you would like to feel. Tip 5. Be curious. Curiosity is a mystical, enigmatic, and overall valuable trait to have. It is the trait from which all other discoveries, advances, and innovations are made. Develop your curiosity by always being open to and trying out new things. Search for new experiences. Build your intuition. You have just learned all of the steps for practicing multiple awe-inspiring intentional meditations, creating your own on-the-go meditations, shifting your current perceptions, recognizing and interpreting your body visceral responses, reprogramming your subconscious mind through affirmations, nipping fearful thoughts in the bud, and finally taking the reins to design and direct your dream life. This will ensure that you always live in a conscious space of divine guidance. Any feelings of anger, frustration, or limits are not necessary. You do not deserve any of those experiences. The takeaway here is, you have a divine right to live out your bliss, and the good news is that contrary to popular belief, you were born with a map to life. Your intuition, releasing old thought patterns, changing the way that you choose to interpret things, and changing the way that you view yourself has the power to change your reality. You have all of the wisdom that you need to be able to flourish in your finances, romances, and career choices. You can be the happy person you know yourself to be. The truth of the matter is that even though you don't need anything material to reach a state of happiness, your material world will definitely change when you are tuned into the vibration of your destiny. Put all of the magic together on a consistent basis and watch miracles occur in your life. Consistency will ensure that these practices will become second nature, and before you know it, you will be living intuitively. Thank you so much for purchasing and downloading the Intuition Guidebook. Any and all genuine feedback is greatly appreciated. In order for me to produce the absolute best content, future books, blog posts, products, and also feature the experts you most like to hear from, I need your feedback. Hear the deal: by first clicking on the Write a Customer Review link on the Amazon book page, leave the rating you feel is best along with a super short summary of the book. Feel free to make edits on this later. P.S. If you like to receive more updates on my upcoming book release this year, head on over to my brand new Facebook fan page to like and follow me. May you always be intuitively guided. Please follow me on Facebook by clicking here. About the author. Serena is a young spiritual mentor and self-proclaimed entrepreneur. She discovered meditation at the age of 13 and since then has been fascinated by all subjects relating to New Age philosophy, higher dimensions, and the nature of the world. Her sole mission is to awaken others who have been sleepwalking through life to take control of their external realities and thrive in their human experience.